Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
In some way, something knocked us off the air, and we're on a backup system now.
I am gasoline and matches. I turn everything to ashes. That's right.
51 Areas Talk Radio. Hosted by Dave Miller.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's another Friday, another few subjects here. Running a couple of minutes late. Sorry about that. All that. It doesn't even matter live anyways. It gets played back more on YouTube after the fact. But tonight, my buddy Rich Wade is joining me. This is going to be wild. That warning at the beginning of the show is real. So if you're easily offended, you probably shouldn't be here. I'm going to bring him up right now. What's up, Rich? What's going down, dude? Can you hear me? There you go. What's happening? What's up, dude?
Not much, man. How you doing?
You did you get done at the gym in time to get here?
Yeah, it's just logging in. I'm not very good on the computer, so
it's all good, man. I'm not either. It's all good. It's all good. So how you been, man?
Not too bad. How are you?
Good. I
can't believe they're letting you have like your face on the screen now.
I know, dude, isn't it? It's a crime to have this thing out here to show it people. It's a lot better than some, though. It's a lot better than some, dude. So we've known each other for like 7 years now, like going on 7 years.
Yeah, I think probably good 7 years. Yeah, it's been a long time.
7, 8 years now, man. And the world is definitely way more off its axis now from just like 7 years ago. But before we get into this dive, because I got a whole bunch of good stuff to share, we have a sponsor. I got a new sponsor for the podcast. It's Skinwalker Brew. And I'm just going to go ahead and share a little bit of their commercial that they gave me to share here to get us going into the future. So here's a word from our new sponsor, Skinwalker Brew.
Brian Skinner here. When I'm not sucking off blind frogs and shoving them up my ass, I get thirsty, I mean really thirsty. And that's where Skinwalker Brew comes in handy. Be like me. And suck off a can or two. Yummy Skinwalker Brew. 51 Areas Podcast rocks.
What can I say, right? Got a sponsor and everything, bro. It's legit now. The podcast is legit. We've got a sponsor, and it's open season.
This is big time.
It's big time now, bro. So, anyways, man, the world's off its rocker. We've from the time we've met to where the world is now, shit ain't right.
No, you can find some weird shit on the internet now. So
it's just you turn on Fox News, you turn on whatever you're watching, and it's just crazy. Did you hear about the opera singer that went to the bank?
No.
Oh, dude, I've got video of this one. You got to check this one out. I'm looking forward to your reaction on this one. Here you go.
Eu posso fazer, eu faço. Tipo, igual um documento aqui, ó. Paulo Roberto Braga. O senhor segura forte pra caramba a cadeira aí. Ele não segurou, ele é forte.
Não vi.
Não, a gente também não. Segura-te. Assina pra não me dar mais dor de cabeça, porque ele tá forte, não sei lá. Eu não gosto mais.
Eu acho que ele não tá legal.
Sim. O senhor precisa assinar.
She hauled her dead uncle into the bank to get a loan, bro.
I mean, everything about that is disturbing. I don't know. And the people, I think what's more disturbing is the people around her who aren't really acting like there's no big deal. It's just
The chick grabbed her cell phone. She's like, I can't even believe. She's like,
I don't know. It's disturbing.
this is the world we live in. It's going to get better. I've got better videos.
I'm sure you do. They're pretty easy to find.
I worked a week on this one to find shit. But dude, I mean, the time we started talking, it seemed like the world was it was a little normal. You know what I mean? There was some normality to things, and now it's just.
I feel like you could like just have normal days for a while when we first met. I mean, it would seem like pretty normal shit went on daily, and you'd have like a random crazy event that would pop up, but now it just seems like every single day there's something nuts.
It tops yesterday's news.
Yeah, constantly, every day.
Insanity.
I just read today, and because I'm from Michigan, I just read today they're warning that the Canada wildfires are starting up again. Like, here we go. My sky is going to be orange all summer again. So that's going to be
how long? How many was there last year?
It did it all summer. It was just a fire all summer.
Orange skies.
So we would have orange skies. We'd have hazy skies. You'd smell like bleach and shit in the sky. Like, it was just odd. So we're going to have that again. So
they never succeeded at kidnapping the governor.
No.
Ah, God damn it. Yeah, there's hope. There's hope.
Yeah.
So, like you do a lot of thumbing, dude. You scrolling through social media, and you see these videos. You're a gym guy. You go to the gym. You work out all the time. How is it possible that you see these chicks walking by and they've got these body forming outfits on, and they just look phenomenal? How is it that you keep your eyes forward, man? I couldn't. I'm not a gym guy. I couldn't do it. I would be like, holy shit, look at that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you do your best is all I'll say.
But what about these girls that are making these videos out there, like shaming dudes for looking at that?
You dodge the snail tails. That's all you do.
You dodge the snail tails. Bro. So girls today are off their rockers.
Fact.
Off their rockers.
Fact.
How is it that girls today, like, dude, when I was in high school, there were, every chick I ever had a crush on, I was like, oh my God, she's so perfect. She'd walk by you in the hallway, and all she would smell would be like bubblegum and unicorns and, the most amazing chick. And you're like, God damn. You never heard him fart. You never heard him do anything. You never heard him burp. You never heard him do anything. Girls were very well kept when I was in high school. And the internet came out and got famous. And now you've got these girls that are out here doing.
It's out there now.
Oh, it's out there. And they don't even try to hide their faces or nothing. As a matter of fact, this next video.
Hit me with it. Let's go.
It's coming, bro. It's coming. Just be prepared. I think there's about 106 of them in this video.
Okay.
So I wanted to do a Spidey cosplay last night, but everybody's like, haha, waiting for the queef. So I made a video. What, do you guys want me to come in like this? Like, can I just post a thirst trap without being like, let one rip? Anyways.
Hey yo, my best friend can queef on command check.
Do 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 do.
Ready?
Ready? And you mark, it's like.
Oh wait, sorry.
It starts from the first one. What's up, 93? Wow, is that right? Is that an act?
I don't know. Well, at the time, we went to Olive Garden. I didn't want to say anything, but anything with cheese kind of makes me cut the cheese. Oh, I'm sorry, that's kind of gross, but I can't lie. We're friends, right? We could tell each other this sort of stuff.
What the fuck?
I mean, that's my TikTok right there. That's my feed. I'm not shocked because that's an everyday occurrence for me on TikTok. So that's talent.
What?
It's talent.
What?
You gotta give it to him.
What the fuck, dude?
The one in
What
the Spider-Man, the Spider-Man outfit. I follow her on TikTok. She cracks me up though.
I just okay. I get the Spider-Man costume, but she doesn't wear the mask. She's not hiding her face. She's like, "Hey, this is me. This is what I do."
I'll be honest. That video is pretty tame compared to what she's posting on other videos.
I don't have TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I just
right there. You're right, almost right up in there. You'll see fabric moving.
Why? Why do they do this, bro?
I mean, hey, it's working for her, right? We're talking about it.
Yeah, but I don't get it. I don't get it. If you were the dude in high school and you let one go in class, you never heard the end of it. You never heard the end of it. And then the internet gave women the power to that.
I'm also trying to figure out who the people are that are into that.
You, it's your TikTok.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right on that.
Oh man, I've got to gather myself after that one. That was almost as bad as the bobbit mushroom.
It's talent though. I mean, that one broad put out like 50 in a row.
97.
97. That's a lot of air.
It's that pose that they do where they arch their back like that. They get into that little pose and then it's over.
Really sucking in the belly. You got to bring that air in. I've studied enough where I if I had the parts, I could probably be. That's me on TikTok. If I had the parts, that's what I'd be doing, honestly.
Dude, like just like 60 seconds ago, you're like, who follows this? And now you're like into the biology of it all, dude.
You really got to use the stomach. And it is that you got to arch and kind of let it all out all at once.
You got me snorting. Well, I want to take a turn off of that stuff. We can come back to it. But are you a Bigfooter, dude? Do you believe we go from big air to big feet? Let's go there. That's my transition.
You know, I haven't gotten into it probably as much as I should. I'm not. I believe in it, but I don't believe in. I haven't seen one video that I've ever believed so far yet.
I saw one.
I'd like to think that there's something out there, yes, but I haven't seen one single video that has ever made me feel like, okay, maybe.
I saw one. This is the one I'm about to show you.
Okay.
It's not far from me. It's about an hour from me, over in Provo. There was a sighting, but. Why do you think it is that these paranormal videos and these Bigfoot shits and all this stuff, why is everything so blurry?
That's a good question.
It's like every single photo I've seen of evidence is shit. It's like
I have a better question. Why is every paranormal person go to Bigfoot after? It's like
UFOs first.
It goes paranormal, Bigfoot, photography.
That's true. They all do get into. They all open a business. They're like, I'm going into business for myself. I'm going to be a photographer now. Yeah, but if your fucking photography skills are anything close to what it is you were presenting in the paranormal and Bigfoot, I don't want you hired for the wedding. Could you imagine a Bigfoot photographer fucking shooting your wedding?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to check out this footage here of this Bigfoot. Here we go.
I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large, out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside.
Seriously, look how big it is. I don't think it is a human. I think it's a Sasquatch.
It was a bluebird January morning here in the foothills of northeast Provo when a group of guys saw a figure on the mountain that looked like something they've never seen before.
You can't just see something that's maybe a once-in-a-century discovery and go do your 9-to-5 job. You got to go look for fur or footprints or some kind of evidence.
And the camera was rolling as Austin took to the mountain with a buddy on a search for the elusive Bigfoot.
So I'm seeing something that is not deer tracks anymore. We're trying to determine what it is.
Their findings were inconclusive.
Was it a bear? Maybe. That's plausible. Was it a person? Also plausible. Was it something else? I think that's also plausible. Who knows?
On the other hand, I spoke to a curator from the Natural History Museum of Utah who says not only is that figure in the video not Sasquatch, but it's safe to say that Sasquatch is not something that would even exist.
What's the likelihood that there are big animals that have gone undetected by scientists and by trained observers?
Dr. Eric Rickard has spent much of his career exploring places people have never gone before in search of new species. So far, no Bigfoot or anything like it.
There are lots of undiscovered things, particularly in the natural world. But they don't take the form of giant apes running around in largely settled areas of the world.
So what do you believe?
I'm really hoping I get to go look again. Maybe there's something out there to find right here in Utah, even in Provo.
I don't know, man.
Zoom.
Yeah, zoom in. But I think you probably had a cell phone camera that didn't.
Still zoom. You can still zoom. Come on, what kind of phones he got? A Razor? Like, zoom it.
Right, exactly.
It's a little closer than what he's got it. It looks like an evergreen tree to me.
Well, with the big black thing next to it, to me, it looks like a bear standing up.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. So, you know, we've done this whole paranormal thing, and we've gone back and forth talking about evidence and this and stuff. I've got some evidence here locally. You know, I live in the Uinta Basin, home of skinwalkers and blind frogs and TV shows and all the madness that comes with that. But there's a guy that has a ranch right across the way from Skinwalker. And his ranch is called Space Wolf Research. Okay. These photos that I'm pulling up are off of Instagram. He's got these posted up on Instagram as showing the proof of what he captures on his 20-acre ranch that's right next to Skinwalker. So kind of a trip that it's that close to where everything else is supposed to be happening across the fence line. But this stuff right here, dude, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what you're going to think about it. I'm going to pull up this first one. This first one says it's a still off of a video where this creature allegedly walked down towards a creek and all kinds of shit. But there you go. That's the first slide. I mean, you can see that it kind of looks a little bit like a person there in that photo. Like the legs are spread out.
Looks like two legs.
Right. Well, the next one's a little bit more imposed. I bring it in a little bit better here. And now I don't know what I'm looking at. Now it looks like it looks like that photo's been altered. That big block that you see like dead, like almost right in the middle of the screen to the left, it looks like it's been altered. What do you see?
I see nothing. I don't know. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, it's a lot of pixelation is what I see, but it could all be solved if there actually is a video. Why don't you put out the fucking video? Is what I think.
Yeah, because you'd see walking or something.
All right. This next slide. I don't even need to tell you what that is. But the caption above the photo says that this roams around the area of Roosevelt. This is walking around Roosevelt. I live here, and I never see nothing that leaves a footprint like that, dude.
What kind, is that like in dirt? Mud?
It's 6 toes. It almost looks like it's on concrete.
Well, that's what it's weird. Yeah, it looks weird.
What are you thinking, man? See anything paranormal there? Anything?
I see. How many toes does it got?
6. It's got 6 toes.
Next slide. Just next.
The next one is one of my favorites. This is the hamburger UFO.
Okay, that's it.
It looks like a McDonald's cheeseburger flipped upside down with a bunch of swirlies around it to me.
Okay. It looks like a crab.
That I got you there too. It
like
could
a
be
bug. A bug
the
flying.
The crab UFO.
Okay, next.
The next one's my favorite.
Okay, what the hell is this?
It's a lot of pixelation and a few lights. And this is the stuff that's being presented as why this area is so paranormal.
Okay, so what I will say is cool if it's real, but gotta get better, clear pictures or video.
Most definitely.
That looks just like headlights to me.
Actually, if you live out here and you're from a distance from your neighbor, those look like farm lights to me. A porch light, security lights off of a house. That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
It's zoomed in and a whole bunch of fucking noise. Whole bunch of noise.
I'm not convinced.
I'm not convinced either, bro. Especially of this shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would like to see the video. I think you should put the video out. The video solves it all. He says above this photo that it walked down to the creek and then it turned around and went a different way. So
I mean, a video would be sweet if you could see it.
Yeah,
if I could see that, that'd be sweet. That'd be a sweet video.
It would be. It would be like, hey, man, that's a great catch.
Yeah,
but I don't see. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Picture just doesn't do it. Yeah.
Why promote it then?
Right. That's
right. Cash in, maybe.
I mean, I guess if he's making it,
I don't know about that.
If people are making money on stuff like that, then I need to just start taking pictures. I don't know.
Of crazy shit, right?
I'll dip my toes. I'm gonna dip my toes in some concrete and take a picture of it.
Stop growing your toenails. First step. First step. Don't have any toenails. Grow your shit out, and then go step in some fresh cement.
I mean, honestly, and that's entertaining. It's fine, but my TikTok feed is way more entertaining than that. So.
All right, let's shift to from that same area.
Here's what I'm going to challenge you, Dave. I'm going to challenge you. You find it in the next month, and I'll come back. Find a paranormal video, picture, something that you honestly are like, I think that's real, and I'll probably see in about 5 years.
There's one location. I got one location. It's the Fitch Mansion. Everything that happens in there.
But like if you can search the web and find,
but I've never photographed any like apparitions or any of that stuff that these people out here claim to see.
Because you can go on the web and you can find just loads of fake shit. But I challenge you to find something that you think is real.
I was going to bring up some paranormal videos in this, and I just couldn't. I couldn't find anything where it was all people with their mouths open. What's that?
It's all rock throwing.
Yeah, the rock throwers, the George Snuffleupaguses of the world. What about UFOs, man? How do you feel about those?
Oh, I like UFOs. I'm into that.
I like them too, man. But I don't know what I think anymore. I don't, man. I got the top 10 UFOs footage. Let's check them out, man. The top 3 to me are exactly what they appear to be to me. But there's some cool shit out there that dude, I've recorded stuff. I've sent you stuff before I've even posted it anywhere before. I go, dude, what do you think of this? What I just caught? What is this? You know what I mean? Some interesting shit here. Here's a top 10 UFO sightings that are out on the net. Check
Number
them out.
10, the Black Knight Satellite. The Black Knight Satellite remains one of the most famous conspiracy theories in UFO circles. It's said that this mysterious satellite has been orbiting Earth for 13,000 years. In 1954, UFO investigator Donald Keyhoe claimed that the Air Force had discovered 2 artificial satellites, despite the fact that such technology did not exist at the time. It would be another 3 years until we launched the first artificial satellite, Sputnik. Regardless, various newspapers like the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and San Francisco Examiner picked up the story. The Black Knight regained interest in 1998 when NASA released this photo from the STS-88 mission. While most would agree it was space debris, others are not letting go of their Black Knight theory. Number 9, the Phoenix Lights. The Phoenix Lights have inspired a documentary and multiple horror movies, but nobody can say for sure what happened on March 13, 1997.
In 1997, you took part in one of the largest military cover-ups in United States history.
That's correct.
This incident can be broken into 2 phases. First, a V-shaped formation was seen flying over Phoenix, although little footage exists of this event, and the footage we do have is low quality. There's more documentation of the second event, which saw 5 circular lights floating in the night sky.
There were many events, starting at 3 p.m. in the afternoon and continuing all the way until 5:30 the next morning.
Even with numerous photographs, videos, and eyewitness accounts, though, a giant question mark continues to hover over Phoenix. While the U.S. Air Force chalked the lights up to military flares, many have argued against these claims, and even Arizona Governor Fife Symington described what he saw as, quote, otherworldly.
Well, I saw a huge craft just kind of come right over Squaw Peak. That was, it was just breathtaking.
Number 8, the Chilean Navy.
The Chilean government agency which investigates UFOs or unidentified aerial phenomenon has declassified and released never-before-seen video from 2014 showing a mysterious flying object of which they suggest could have been a UFO.
A little speck can certainly stir up a lot of speculation. In 2017, the Chilean government agency tasked with examining UFO sightings released footage of a flying object that defied explanation. The footage, which had been classified for almost 3 years, was taken by the Chilean Navy from a helicopter during the day. The pilot failed to make contact with the object, which moved like another helicopter. Even more curious, the object didn't pop up on air traffic control radar.
In 2 instances, the object ejected some type of gas or liquid with high thermal tracking. Captured on video, you can see a massive plume of material trailing behind the object.
Most mysterious of all, the UFO released an unknown substance and vanished into the sky. Experts were stumped, with the agency's director saying, quote, "We do not know what it was, but we do not know what it was not." Well, that's reassuring.
After an extensive study, the Committee for the Study of Anomalous Aerial Phenomena agreed it had all the characteristics to be classified as an unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Number 7, the Battle of Los Angeles. This incident took place in February of 1942, 3 months after the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor. Receiving word of another possible attack, air raid sirens went off around Los Angeles County and the area endured a blackout. Throughout the night, 1,400 shells were fired into the air. 5 people died as a result, and property damage was significant. Although it reportedly turned out to be a false alarm, the LA Times published a photo of the air raid with searchlights directed at what looked like a spaceship. While the photo was touched up, this didn't stop ufologists from holding it up as evidence. The theory even inspired the 2011 film Battle Los Angeles.
It appears that there's something like shadowy figures. I think I'm gonna head back now. Everyone needs to get out of here right now. Lucas, if you could just come back, please. Oh my God!
Number 6, Mexican Air Force video. On March 5, 2004, the Mexican Air Force recorded footage of 11 UFOs at 11,500 feet above southern Campeche state. Surrounding a military jet, these lights were detected during a routine search for drug traffickers. Jets pursued the UFOs, but eventually gave up and the objects disappeared. While some believe this was the work of flares, explanations also range from ball lightning to a meteorite deteriorating in Earth's atmosphere. Whatever these objects were, infrared equipment operator Lieutenant Mario Adrian Vasquez is convinced that they were, quote, completely real. Pilot Major Magdaleno Castañón went so far as to suggest that the UFOs knew they were being pursued. Number 5. The Aguadilla Airport Incident.
I believe in you all my life.
Even by UFO standards, this one's perplexing. It all started in April 2013 at the Rafael Hernandez Airport, located in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. A video was taken of an unknown object swiftly flying over land and then seeming to submerge underwater. After doing so multiple times, the object appears to split in two. Supposedly, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security tried to keep this under wraps, but the video was eventually leaked by an anonymous whistleblower. A group known as the Scientific Coalition for Ufology was responsible for posting the footage online. According to the SCU website, it, quote, exhibits characteristics that cannot be explained by any known aircraft or natural phenomenon. Number 4. The McMinnville UFO photographs. In 1950, Evelyn Trent noticed an ominous object levitating around her family's farm in McMinnville, Oregon. She alerted her husband Paul, who took a couple of photographs before the UFO departed west. In another account they gave, Evelyn and Paul both saw the UFO at the same time in their backyard. Either way, the farming couple's pictures eventually made their way into Life magazine and other publications, igniting one of the most heated debates in UFO history. Physicist Bruce Maccabee believes that the UFO in the photos was, quote, real and, quote, physical. Non-believers like Philip J. Klass and Robert Schaefer, meanwhile, say the photos were faked. The Condon Committee's investigation fell somewhere in between. Whatever you think, few UFO sightings have inspired this much analysis. Number 3. Go fast. Our top 3 UFO sightings are actually part of a package, although each has a distinctive signature.
Pentagon has now declassified 3 videos showing Navy fighter pilots interacting with unidentified flying objects. Watch.
Filmed by the U.S. Navy and published online in the late 2010s, they were declassified and officially released by the Pentagon in 2020. Released under the file name Go Fast, this video was taken over the East Coast in January 2015 by an FA-18F Super Hornet during the USS Theodore Roosevelt UFO incidents. The footage was captured using Raytheon's Advanced Targeting Forward-Looking Infrared Pod, or AT-FLIR. And just as entertaining as the footage itself is the fighter pilot's comments. While the audio is somewhat hard to understand, you can certainly grasp the astonishment they experienced while watching the object.
Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at it fly!
Number 2. FLIR 1.
It's a clear blue sky, there's no wind, and you see this tic-tac, it's just this white object that's randomly moving around. It makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up a little bit.
Also released by the Pentagon, FLIR 1 was filmed on November 14, 2004, around the San Diego coastline. Like Go Fast, this video was also taken aboard a Super Hornet using AT-FLIR. The footage was captured during the USS Nimitz UFO incident, in which the Navy had a radar visual encounter. The video centers on a dark round object that suddenly moves slightly to the left. After lingering a little while longer, the object quickly darts even further until it's completely out of sight. Commander David Fravor can't tell you exactly what the object was, but he recalls that it, quote, accelerated like nothing he'd ever seen.
There's no propulsion, there's no wings. It rapidly accelerates and disappears, like poof, gone. Weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I chased a UFO.
Gimbal. Rounding out this trio of UFO videos is Gimbal, which the Navy captured the same year as Go Fast.
My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Often getting mixed up with the USS Nimitz UFO incident, this sighting actually took place aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt by the coast of Florida. Out of the 3 videos, the object in Gimbal arguably looks the most like a flying saucer. Before you jump to any conclusions, skeptical investigator Mick West has called all 3 of these sightings into question, believing the gimbal object is just a plane.
Well, if there's like a thing, it's rotating.
Honestly, the world may never know. If you think this is all of the UFO information that the US government's been sitting on, former Senator Harry Reid claims that it, quote, only scratches the surface.
Because I don't think no one has the answers. And that is too bad because there are answers out there. But we're not going to get answers just by hoping they come. It can have to take some work.
I had no idea that video was that long. Sorry about that.
It was a pretty good one.
But the top three, nah, I don't vibe any of that. The Tic Tac, the gimbal, any of that shit. It's all military, man. It's
Well,
all military.
Yeah, that's how I was gonna say. Is most of this now? It just looks like military to me. I don't know.
I used to be the biggest believer in oh, they're here, they're watching us. And dude, I got a $400 DJI drone that does amazing shit.
Yeah.
And it cost me $400. Could you imagine if that drone cost 400 million? The things that they could do, the things that they could see. But then I got kind of tripped out because of the Chinese spy balloons that were floating over us. They weren't so, they weren't so spaceship looking there. It was literally a satellite attached to a balloon and they just floated right over.
Big giant balloon just floating around.
Yeah, just floating over us, man, for years upon years. Living where I live and with all the nostalgia and the Hollywood and the production that goes into these shows, trying to prove and show that UFOs exist. Man, I don't think so anymore. I don't think so. If you look at the size of the universe and yes, I believe 100% there's life on other planets.
I think you're ignorant if you don't.
Yeah, intelligent life, the civilizations, I believe it's all there. It's really hard for me to... The guys like George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, I've said this to you in many conversations time and time again, so I'm going to say it again. Why is it that every time a new piece of evidence comes out in the UFO world, it's Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp presenting it?
Yeah.
The same two guys every single time, man. There's no farmers coming out saying, hey, I caught this on my cell phone, or, nothing. It's always those same two snake oil salesmen coming out presenting shit. Why do you think that is?
Okay. So do you think there's ever been any here? Ever?
Yeah. I have to believe that we've been visited since the existence of the earth. Do I think something's flown by? Yeah. Why would I would have to believe that something intelligence flown by the earth. Do I think they got out and explored and did? I don't know, man. Elon Musk says it best, and I got a video coming up of a very interesting side of things. From the government has a UFO program called Arrow, and the guy that was put in charge of that, Dr. Kirkpatrick, he was put at the top. This is the head guy from the Pentagon, a top of the UFO surveillance program. He retired, and there's a reporter from the New York Post. His name is Stephen Greenstreet. I've tried so many times to get him on and to talk and to come on the podcast, but I don't generate enough money for him to come on and waste his time with. He's very cool dude, but he won't come on and talk.
I mean, you just got you have sponsors now, so.
Yeah, I know. I've even got a Skinwalker Brew sponsor, but he's gone out to Skinwalker. He's spent time there. Over the last 2 years, he's released a series of videos on YouTube that are very, very, very eye-opening and damning to what he has called the UFO religion. This small group of individuals that include people like George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell and David Grush, that new guy that came out and said, I haven't seen anything, but a lot of people told me a bunch of stuff. I want you to watch this next one. This next one isn't very long. It's not it's not anywhere near as long as that last video, but it shows a couple of different things. It shows Elon Musk starts it off where he's asked about it, and his answer is so simplistic. And then it goes into a Green Street report off the New York Post where he's talking about things, and he dives in just a little bit. The videos are fantastic. If you guys are not familiar with Stephen Greenstreet, check him out. I don't think he started out as a disbeliever or a skeptic in the UFO industry. I think the same thing. I think this is the thing that me and him have in common. We got very close to certain people and certain individuals and the parties around those places and the ranches and the madness that comes with it. And I think the minute he got close to these people, he started sniffing out the bullshit. Okay. And he's a very intelligent guy. He lived in Utah, lived in Provo, lived in Salt Lake City. He's a missionary from the Mormon religion. So he's very intact with this area. And he reached out, and some of the people involved in all of these ranches gave him the access to it. And it just kind of propelled his report. If you're not familiar with it, look him up, The Basement Files, the New York Post on YouTube. And as much as my mind is open to the possibility of these things existing, you also have to have the other side of it and say, there may be a lot of bullshit here. And I think Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp are the top of the list of the people that are deceiving us the most. Check out this video, bro, and let me know what you think.
To the best of my knowledge, there is no evidence for alien life on Earth. There's no direct evidence for alien life. I mean, we have archaeologists going all over the world looking at things. You know, there's this people, like, if we were to find something like, let's say, like a cube of titanium, just like a 1-inch cube of titanium, say, in the middle of the pyramid, I'd be like, aliens for sure. There's no way they could have made titanium back then.
How often do you think about it?
None, zero.
Zero? Even though you're thinking about interplanetary travel, you don't really think about aliens?
No, I mean, if they show up, I'm like, great, okay, now this is new information. But we... well, yeah.
What an interesting way of putting it. This is new information.
This is new information. Like, where were you guys up till now?
Yeah.
If I see some evidence for aliens, I'll be the first to be like, aliens, you know.
Right. Then you'll investigate. But until then, you think it's kind of a waste of time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The director of the Pentagon's UFO Investigation Office recently retired, went public, and dropped some bombs. He says during his time investigating UFOs at the Pentagon, with top secret access to everything, he saw no evidence of aliens flying around our skies. And he says a small group of religious UFO conspiracists have spent years duping Congress with false and deceptive stories. And that supports and validates what I've been reporting at the Post for the last 2 years. So Kirkpatrick apparently hasn't read my reporting, but he's apparently come to the same conclusions as my reporting. No evidence of aliens, and a group of activists telling tall tales to Congress. UFO believers, however, are angry.
Kirkpatrick is a piece of dog.
They still, right now, as I speak, are posting wild, outrageous conspiracy theories all over social media. One religious UFO believer said that Kirkpatrick and I should be tried for treason and executed. That may sound like the rantings of a random crazy person, but many UFO activists, some of them with large followings, are using violent and warlike language in their fanatical UFO call to arms. Jeremy Corbell, for example, a largely popular UFO celebrity who plays a major role in influencing members of Congress, and who the news media uncritically platforms, sometimes every day, has tweeted that this is a war, a UFO Vietnam, that his followers should get mad, rage, and weaponize. And he says that he won't stop fighting for UFOs until the bodies hit the floor. And he warns UFO debunkers to beware.
Beware. Debunkers? Beware. Because this information is coming out. This is the tip of the spear. But I ain't stopping until I see the bodies hit the floor.
This is disturbing and unsettling stuff. Unhinged, wacky stuff that used to be reserved for the dark corners of the internet or conspiracy blogs. But here it is, front and center on mainstream news channels, platformed with little to no pushback, inquiry, or proper critique. Corbell was on TV yesterday. He'll probably be on TV tomorrow.
Joining us now, my friend Jeremy Corbell, friend of the show.
This is like the Twilight Zone.
I'm not stopping until I see the bodies hit the floor.
A little aggressive.
A lot, wouldn't you say? I mean, debunkers, you know, it blows my mind to hear that. You watch that whole video that he did, it blows my mind that they wouldn't. Dude, to me, going out and investigating paranormal activity, the last thing I try to do to anyone is convince them what I'm experiencing is real. All I can do is say, this is what's happening, and this is what I'm experiencing. Judge with an open mind, at least think that the possibility is there, that these things are real. This thing is real. But to come out and tell somebody who doesn't believe what I'm trying to present and threaten them basically and say, beware, beware.
So
where the fuck does that come from?
So, I mean, in a society, you need to have both sides.
Right.
Okay? Debunkers are not a bad thing because it keeps things in check.
100%.
So if you fully believe in something and you know that you've seen this and this is your experience, you honestly should not have an issue somebody looking at it. Now, people take shit to the extreme on both sides. You're going to have people who never believe, no matter what they see, they're not going to believe it.
Right.
But if you truly witnessed it, don't care what they say.
I don't. And I don't on my situations and things that I've captured. I'm not here to say it's real, it's this, it's that. I'm saying I was standing here and this is what I experienced and show it. But what he's shown, the bokeh video, I broke that shit down by taking my finger and going like that over a camera lens and showing that effect, if you go like this over a camera, any light you're looking at is going to take that shape. It's photography 101, man. Actually, I think 102. You know, the lighting effects, maybe 104 photography, but lighting effects and lens aperture, it all affects that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So for him to come out and remember the flying triangles that he had going around the US. Yeah, it's a real, and here's the thing is he can say things like this is a legitimate video released by the United States, by a serviceman in the United States Navy. I acquired this video. All of those statements are 100% true. And that makes the video sound more official than it actually is because he's got this from somebody in the service who had their lens set this tight. And when it looked at the lights of anything, it's a jet or anything flying over, it's going to take that shape. It's just the way it works. That's photography. But to come out and then start to threaten people for having an open mind and going, I don't think that's real, you know, beware, beware, beware. That makes it all sound shady as fuck.
Yeah, it's over the top. There's nothing much even to say. It's just over the top. It's
completely
it's ridiculous.
I mean, dude, at this point, and stuff like that, it seems to knock me back 6 steps. When I think I'm getting closer and making, then I got to a point after the lawsuits and shit like that. I'm like, man, there's a lot of bullshit going on here. You know, there's a lot of bullshit. You know, we saw some of the photos tonight that we observed and looked at. Why promote that kind of shit and give people, dude, the UFO religion and like Stephen Greenstreet tags it. It is like a religion because people believe in it so much. They want to believe in this life that's coming here, and I guess it gives us hope, right? I guess believing in UFOs and life on other planets gives us hope that there's something else somewhere else. And I dig that. I want to believe, man. I want to believe that, you know, we're going to get rescued. These beings are going to come here and say, you guys are doing it all wrong. Look, girls swim against girls, boys swim against boys. That's normality. That's the real world. But dude, things are so fucked up right now. If somebody was sitting in outer space, do you really think they're going to come down here and drink a Bud Light after Dylan Mulvaney? They're going to be going, I want to try that drink.
They're just going to end it. They're going to see what's going on and just start over.
I would.
And I'm almost at the point I just welcome it now. Just do it. Just bring it. Just end it. I'm tired of it. Just, you know.
Okay, you get a news report. There's something coming for the Earth. We've got 3 years to live. Would you be relieved?
Probably. Because I would enjoy it.
I probably would too. I'm like, I want to see the end of the world. This is pretty awesome. But yeah, the world's off its axis. Like I said in the very beginning of all this, it's crazy, dude.
What did you think of the eclipse? Did you take good pictures? You took some good pictures, right?
Not of this one. This last one, I wasn't. I think I was working. I worked through it. It was like I was like, oh, there we go. There's global warming.
People really lost their shit during that thing.
You got the full deal over on your side.
I was
right?
like 98. I wasn't driving an extra hour and a half to go see it. I had a good majority, but it was like 98.4%.
But I did hear some of the news reports that school was canceled on some places.
Well, that's what I don't get. There were schools canceled all over the place.
Did your kids go to school?
Oh yeah, my kids had school.
Yeah, because it was only 98% there.
I don't know. Our district kept it, which like normal. I mean,
right.
Back in the day, they just told you in the school, like, don't look up. That's all I remember.
It's crazy. The world is crazy right now, bro. I heard inmates in prison sued for religious rights because they all got locked down and everybody that was, you know, they're like, you can't do that, and they were like, well, that's against my religious beliefs, and I want to see it. And I probably would have been a part of the lawsuit too because you're in prison. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, might as well join it.
You know what I mean? UFO cult.
It's why I found my happy medium on TikTok. That's where I'm at.
Do you want me to play that video again?
I mean, I think people like it.
I don't know what it is, but at this point, it's part paranormal. It is. I would pretty much say these girls are paranormal. It's that hunch. It's that whole what girl standing up straight, and then she goes.
Right there is where they're sucking the air in. See, when you do that little arch, it's like here. Okay, I'm good. Sucking in, release. Good.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can get this to work and play it.
So I wanted to do a Spidey cosplay last night, but everybody's like, haha, waiting for the queef. So I made a video What, do you guys want me to come in like this?
One little squirt, dude. She did the little
You
hunch.
see it. She's bringing all that air in and then like poof out. Like a weapon. Shooting it out.
The only smart person on the Howard Stern footage is the guy wearing the mask.
Yeah, because that's got to be bad.
It's got to be bad, dude. 100 of them?
I mean, yeah.
Rich,
I don't know.
what's your hope for the world, man, for tomorrow? What good news do we get when we wake up tomorrow?
Do we get that anymore?
I'm hoping.
I don't know. Big volcano goes off, ends it. It's my good news now.
Yellowstone.
Yeah. Hey, when's that gonna blow? It's gonna blow.
We're supposedly overdue.
Yeah. It's gonna blow.
And when it does, we're all done.
It's gonna turn my sky orange.
No, it'll be worse for you because the wind current's gonna take everything right towards you.
Like, how close are you? Are you a goner if that goes?
I'm in a blast zone, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in a blast zone. No, I won't see anything. It'll just be like, hey, what's that? And then we're done.
Yeah.
We'll be cooked. Be cooked. Short, simple, and sweet.
I've been watching Fallout to try to get myself ready.
Dude, I watched that whole show one day.
See, I'm only in 3 episodes.
I watched the whole. I was off when they released it. It was my day off. It was like and I just went raw, and I was like, "This is awesome." The first episode, I watched it clear through. Started in the afternoon and finished late that night. Was like, that's an amazing show. But yeah, there's hope. The world could be cool like that one day.
Yeah, I gotta get a bunker. How much do those cost? You know, here's the thing. Actually, I don't even want a bunker because I don't want to survive that long.
I wouldn't want to. I would just want. I would want.
Do you really want to? You want to survive 30 days underground in a bunker, knowing that all hell's breaking loose?
Start to look at your kids when you're hungry, going, it's just a leg.
Yeah,
it's just a leg. You got another one. We're gonna eat your leg tonight.
I want like a big Independence Day type scenario where like they just show up and start blowing everything up.
I think the scariest thing, like again, another Elon Musk statement that he was quoting somebody else, but being alone. I think there's a possibility that there is nothing as well.
Yeah.
That we're just some weird thing floating through this huge universe, man. And
how lonely is that?
This is it.
Because I'm not. I think for me, I guess I hold out hope that there is, because I'm not very religious. I can't. I've never been able to get into the whole religion thing. So
it's all good though. But you East Coasters are, you either die hard, everything you do, you touch and do the cross, or you just don't. That's the way it is. I love East Coasters because I'm one of them. I just live on the West Coast now.
I just can't buy in. I never have. I don't know.
What about the paranormal, man? Do you still believe?
Yeah, I do. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
What was the last investigation?
I'm starting to get into more like parallel dimension type stuff.
I think for me, and it's not about me, but what I believe in the most is the ITC communication. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
I get the most insane shit when it's saying my name or scanning through radios, dude. Not using apps at all, just using a regular AM radio out in these rural areas, and you're getting name confirmations and things like that. That stuff right there just sets me off. I'm like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
How? That's what the paranormal is for me, is ITC.
That, like, I've had some good reactions on that, good responses. And I've had probably a couple situations where I was in a building and I'm like, okay, that I don't know what the hell I just saw. I don't.
You've
But other
so
than-
you've seen figures and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like twice.
One shadow
and
figure.
I've seen a lot of nothing. But I've seen like twice where I was like, one was in my house when I saw like this shape, like I don't even know what the hell it was and the location. Then I came home, saw the exact same thing.
Oh, it followed you home.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No, that's crazy.
And the only reason that I will say that I believe it is because I didn't talk about it. This was years and years ago, and I took a long break afterwards because what I saw was repeated by my wife and kids, and that bugged me because I'm like, now they're being affected, and I'm not going to do this. So
you talked to me about this. You talked to me about that before. Yeah.
When like my youngest one was able to explain exactly, she saw something in the basement. It was exactly what I saw. Then I'm like, all right, clearly this is a little different because I didn't talk about it. And I took a break for a long time.
Why do you think, dude? Why do you think that? Okay, I've gone to haunted locations, daylight, not much activity. It gets dark, and the next thing you know, you're scared. You're hearing things, shit going all over the place. I've always said that. Well, it doesn't matter if it's day or night. Ghosts don't know if it's day or night. I don't know if they do.
I don't know.
But things in the dark or in the basement. It's always down low in a place. Like we're going there next month, I believe. The Fitch Mansion, dude, downstairs. I'm not looking forward to that again. I'm not. I've been there 3 times, and every time I get downstairs, it's like I got a fucking sumo wrestler on my back choking me out.
Yeah.
It's that heavy. It's like I'm not looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to stepping back in the mansion, of course, because I know that there's going to be another video. There's going to be another situation. There's going to be another link in the chain of the unknown. But I'm also going to get ragdolled in the process. I know it already. I know it, dude. But why do we go back? Why do we do these kind of things?
You go back because when it happens, you just sit there and you're like, there's like a thrill to it. At least for me, there's a thrill.
It is 100.
But I kind of lost my balls after that last one.
How long has it been? How long has it been since you've been on a investigation? Is your hand tatted up? When'd you get your hand tatted up?
Yeah, I've had all that. I got everything going now.
Jeez, dude, look at you. You're a bad boy now. Oh, you got your knuckles done and everything. Have you punched anybody since you got the tattoo?
No, nothing.
Then it's not legit. You got to go punch somebody.
Yeah. It's probably been like 4 years.
4 years?
It's been a while. So
the last, for me, last time was a Fitch.
I was gaining a lot of weight. I was having a lot of just weird shit going on, and I took like a long break and focused on myself and just kind of had to clear all that energy. And I don't know what it was to this day, but all I know is it was not what I wanted. It wasn't what I wanted my kids to see, so I took a break. Now,
do you think you're going back to it again?
I will go back 100%, but I don't know when.
What's the location? Is it a private residence or is it like a haunted attraction place?
That was a home. That was a home that I feel was a setup because when I got there, it was somebody that I had kind of met online, a paranormal person.
Do I know this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I know the house then. Your dad was with you?
My dad was with me.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
And it affected my dad, and my dad had a lot of health problems after it, and it bugs me to this day. And I have nothing to say to the person that invited us because I truly felt like he had done some weird shit. I know there was a lot, like the vibe was off. The house felt like it was like moving. You could see shadows and shit all over the place flying. Like it was just a weird. I don't even know what to say about it.
Like it was
the first
realistic.
time.
Right.
It was the first time where I
loved
really
it.
actually stood in a house in a building, and I was like, man, I don't know what's going on here.
Do you so you think that possibly this individual was ritualistically summoning things up and bringing shit into the location?
I think there was shit brought into that house.
Right on. I can vibe that. I can vibe that.
I've never felt anything like that, and I've never watched like my dad start to roam off just randomly walking, and I'm like, what is he doing? And then
I had a scry mirror. That person gave me a scry mirror.
Yeah.
Sent it to me. And this individual that sent me this scry mirror, which if you don't know what a scry mirror is, it's basically a black mirror. The theory behind it is that spirits use it to go in and out, or demonic this and that. I had that mirror and I kept it wrapped up for the longest time. And then one day I decided to break it out, sit down with it, and then do a ghost box session with it. It was off the chain. Moved into my next house, left it.
Yeah.
On purpose. I left that fucking mirror on purpose. I was like, something is attached to that thing, and I don't want it coming to the next house. So I'm leaving this here. And I told it, I looked at the mirror. I literally looked at it. I was like, look at little mirror. You can't come with us to the next place, but you be good here up on the shelf. The next people going to like you. And I set that motherfucker down and I left, and I never looked back. Ever.
It is an experience that I've had that, yes, I lost my balls for quite a few years on it. I wanted no part of it. Like,
you don't want it to affect your family, of course.
It's just, I was fine with it on me, but when I saw the family discussing what I was seeing without me telling them a single word, I'm like, all right, this shit's a little too real.
It sounds exactly like how I feel, dude. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. You're on to something at that point. At that point, when something's attacking you so much that it starts to affect your family, you've opened the door. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's the same thing. It's like people go, hey, how come you don't do your live ghost box sessions anymore? Why don't you go to the cemeteries and do that shit anymore? Because my kid was affected. I saw my son look at me with a different face one day. And it wasn't just me that saw it. He laid back down after he looked at me with a different face, and he sat back up in bed and looked at my wife, and it wasn't my boy. It wasn't him.
Yeah.
Because I brought him with me out to a cemetery while I was testing shit. Is this gonna work? Let's go check it out. Let's just stop here at the cemetery, see if we can make any contact or whatever the case. Just one of those simple, innocent stops. But once you see that, you're like, well, I want to go. And the thing next month at the Fitch Mansion's a go. I'm going back. It's 3 hours away from where I live. And I'm paranoid about bringing something back into my house because my life's going so good.
Exactly.
I'm afraid. Fuck with that.
It's a thrill doing it. But what you're saying is exactly how I feel. I'd love to go do it, but I'm concerned about that.
And we're gonna actually broadcast it. We're gonna do it live while we're doing it.
Yeah.
Right here off of this onto Facebook, onto YouTube. We're going to set the laptop up. I've actually purchased 2 night vision webcams to have running so that it's there and people can hear it and see it for themselves of what it is we're experiencing. I'm still not happy with the possibilities of what comes home. It's like it's luggage, dude. And the strength of it. I mean, and it's great to hear that. And that there's 2 things that got me kind of pushed out of it. One of the things is the fucking fake ass selfie taken investigators that are out there. That just kills it for me. I don't even want to see that shit. And then the possibility of actually bringing home a hitchhiker. I don't want to deal with it.
No.
There's no solution to it. It is a thrill. It's an awesome time, and I love the experience. But dude, my first investigation is back to the last investigation. I'm basically doing what you say you want to do with that house. I know exactly the whole place. I remember the conversations that we had in private and the things you were telling me. I was just like, what? And I know the person you're talking about.
So here's where
is he still around?
Here's where I don't have no idea. I have no idea. But the stuff honestly that I felt, saw, just witnessed throughout that night, I would never believe if somebody told me. I don't even talk about it because honestly, I wouldn't believe it if I heard somebody telling me. That's where I'm at with it. I know what I saw and I know what I felt, and I know what it caused me to do for years after.
And none of it's good. It's like dread. It's dread. It's fear. You feel the hate. I was telling Chaz this. I have never ever experienced anything, any spiritual contact that's positive, ever.
No.
Any haunted location I'm in, I feel like, did you just flash, dude? Did something flash on you?
I think it's a light.
Okay, because I was like, dude, what the fuck was that? But but anyways, any location I've ever been in that's active and has any type of haunting going on, when I make contact, I feel like I'm in danger. I feel like this thing, 1, hates me, 2, it wants to do harm to me, 3, it wants to do harm to me, and 4, it wants to do harm to me, and 5, it wants to do it. These people that come out and they go, oh, I was just having a conversation with the spirit and everything went right. You're just gay. That's what that was. You were just having inner conversations with yourself. Because anytime I've ever had anything to do with anything paranormal, I sense extreme violence that wants to come at me. There's nothing positive about any of it. Yeah. These people that go out and do these shows, these television shows, or these paranormal psychics, or whatever the case, they come out, oh, I had a conversation. Yeah? What did he say? Because I can tell you what it said to me, and it wasn't friendly at all.
Yeah.
That's the thing. What the fuck are we talking to? What is this thing? Is it a ghost, like interdimensional? What is it? I have no idea, but I can tell you what, I'm always tempted to go back to talk to it until it comes home with me.
Yeah.
I've told you, I've shown you video. I've sent you private video from a hitchhiker out here in the basin that came home.
Yeah.
It turned my radios on in the middle of the night.
That's wild experiences. And that's the thing though, like you don't want to have that on a nightly basis.
Fuck no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't ever want to experience that again on a one night basis.
Yeah.
Because it whistled and woke me up in my house.
Yeah.
And then when I asked it to do it again, it had no problem doing it again.
Yeah.
Till I'm staring into the darkness, strapped. Remember, I had my gun. I pulled a pistol.
Yeah.
If you guys, anybody listen to this, I had something in my house, and I grabbed a gun off of my nightstand and was standing there looking at it, pointing at it into the corner, and it whistled, and there was nothing fucking there.
Yeah.
If I would have saw anything move, I just made a ventilation hole in my house. I would have shot it. Dude. It's in my house.
Yeah.
It's in my house. It's early morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I
my kid's in his room. I checked on him, so I know it's not him. I'm standing there. I narrowed it down to a corner, and I have my pistol out, pointed at it, in my fucking underwear, and my hair looking all crazy like Gary Busey in his fucking mug shot. It's in the middle of the morning. I'm completely just strung up, but it's communicating with me.
Yep.
I'm ready to shoot this thing, but there's nothing there. There was nothing there. When I hit the light, nothing. So yeah, dude, I get that. And guess what? I'm going to be dumb and go back and do it again.
And at some point, I will be the same.
Ugh. God, I'm all hyped up over that. Rich.
What's going on?
Yeah, you need to go back out. You need to get back into it. Is your dad still investigating?
Well, so we've talked about it. He's been having some health stuff, so he's kind of on the rebound.
Right.
And we have been discussing possibly just doing maybe one type of location, maybe even this summer. So we'll see.
You should go hook up with Daniel and Cherry Capital.
Hook that up, Dave.
Go. I can make that happen.
I mean, you know,
I can make it happen. Go out and hang out with them. They have a good time, dude.
Yeah.
They're good time people. They're probably, and I said this last cast or the cast before, I think they're probably one of the most innocent, cool crews.
Yeah.
They're not trying to do anything but make contact. Why not enjoy it?
They're not out. Yeah, no, I do agree with you. They're
Right.
not out there. They're not a harm to anybody around them.
They're not like, there's a ghost here.
I mean,
Get the
yeah,
fuck out of here.
they're doing their own thing, and hey, they've been into quite a few locations, and you know, I mean, hey, Daniel, if you're watching, hook it up.
Oh, he will. He'll be contacting you on fucking Facebook right away.
I'm like 3 hours away, probably 4 hours away from him.
And dude, they keep going out. They've been doing it for you. We've been watching them for years.
Daniel, hook this up. Something around like Cherry Festival. I'll come up there.
There you go. There you go.
I'll bring some cherries home.
I know you talked about that before. But anyways, brother, man, I kept you out for an hour and 22 minutes longer than I should have. But it was good to rap with you face to face. It's been so many times over radio, dude, that
It's been a long
weird.
time. I appreciate you having me on the show, and you know, it looks like you're doing great, and I'm happy for you. And anytime you're ever looking for a guest, you know,
Yeah, dude, come back for sure. What I'm gonna do, I think, what I want to do is I want to get you and Chaz on and do a round table with John Bobbitt, and we can ask him questions about what most guys would think when their junk got cut off.
Yeah, because I got some questions over that.
In a very respectful way. I mean, we wouldn't fucking be assholes about it, but I'd love to get John Bobbitt back on and just have like a round table. Beers with John, we'll call the show.
I'm down.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How did you not kill her? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna put together for that. But I love having you on, bro. You've been here for all 7 years of me doing this, and I look forward to having you back. I appreciate you taking time away from the family to come and hang out with me, bro.
Anytime, Dave. Anytime.
You got it, brother. Nothing but love, man.
Do me one favor before we leave.
Sure.
Kind of lean back a little bit. Now smile. Now just pause.
What?
With that background, it looks like one of my little elementary school pictures.
Did it not? Did I have the wrong one on? Did it not change tonight? Did it not change tonight? There we go. Look at that. Look at that. It's supposed to change. Did I not? I didn't have. Hey, check this out though. Here's what I don't do because I don't want to confuse people.
Oh, see, I like that though.
Yeah, see, I got more tricks up my sleeve, bro.
The other one's a little too elementary school picture.
I thought it's supposed to change. It's supposed to fucking change.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Yeah, there's me in hell. Get used to that. See, that one changes colors.
Dude, phases of Dave.
I wasn't even paying attention that it wasn't
your mood right now. We're changing.
Yeah, that's what I normally have right there. Is it changes?
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. That's what it stayed one color the whole fucking podcast.
Because I've laughed a couple times. I was waiting for that joke. I was gonna do it earlier and hold on to it.
I failed.
Other than that,
you know what I want to do is have just like, if I could ever get like a picture of Dolly Parton's real tits, that would be my background.
Yeah,
that would be it. Because this is an adult podcast. You can say fuck and everything here.
Yeah,
that's what we do. But see, watch, it's going to change. See, it's like a magic trick.
See, that's definitely better than what it's been for the last hour.
Dude, I didn't even notice that my background wasn't changing because I was so into the videos and yeah, I'm going to end the show the same way that I started it, with a new sponsor that we have here, the Skinwalker Brew. Yeah, it's an amazing, refreshing drink. Leaves a little bit of salt in your mouth, but pretty good. Rich, peace out to you, my man.
Always a good time, Dave.
Later, brother. Yes, my boy Rich. But if you're not familiar with Skinwalker Brew, you will be now.
Brian Skinner here. When I'm not sucking off blind frogs and shoving them up my ass, I get thirsty, I mean really thirsty. And that's where Skinwalker Brew comes in handy. Be like me. And suck off a can or two. Yummy Skinwalker Brew. 51 Areas Podcast rocks.